Hello and welcome. I am Gregory Lewis and this is your next session with me here with the Pilates Wheel on Facebook Live. Now, as always, before we get started, please be sure you've checked in with your healthcare provider before you begin this or any other workout routine. Now, good evening. Here where I am, and if you're watching me live, it's Saturday evening. And I've decided to call today's session Restorative Evening. I know that kind of sounds like a Spotify playlist or something. But the reason I've named it that is because I want this to feel like the kind of workout or kind of session you could do at a time when you want movement. Maybe you've had a busy week or you've had a busy day and it's later in the day, but you want to get some movement in because you know that's what your body needs. And maybe you haven't been able to earlier in the day do something in a sort of workout style. And this is all about feeling good toward the end of your day after a busy week. Now for me personally, I had a really busy week. And even though I live out here in Sag Harbor in the Hamptons, I actually go into the city each week for a few days to do some work with some clients, teach a class, and pursue my creative interests. And this week especially was a great week, but it was so busy and non-stop, go. I came back here and I'm still the same. And then I got to today, I was able to slow down and take a deep breath, and what I feel is that my body needs a little bit of therapeutic movement. So that's what gave me the inspiration to make this a more restorative session. We'll use the Pilates wheel along with our add-ons. Today we've got 2 blue bands, which could be yellow if that's right for you, 2 handles, and 2 foot loops. Now what we'll do to start is use the blue bands with the handles, and we'll put the foot loops off to the side, and we'll get to those in a little bit. So we've got our 45-minute session. We're going to find a nice sense of flow, take our time, allow the breath to work with us, and allow ourselves just to feel good and feel open and strong yet calm. I also think this is a great routine to do in the later hours because it's something that might even allow you to sleep better at night. And I've heard teachers, old classical teachers say that if you go to bed and you can't sleep, what you should do is get up and start moving your spine. I think that may even go back to Joseph Pilates himself. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. The more we feel the body relaxed, open, the more we can feel restored through a good night's sleep. So maybe this can help you as well. Just make the most of a good night's rest. All right, so let's start by taking the wheel up to high axle. And once you're there, lock it in nice and tight. And take your first band, hook it up, put a handle through, and clip the other end to the same loop. Same thing now on the other side. Now what I'd like you to do is set the wheel up in front of you, and first things first, come all the way up to standing. Now just find yourself with your feet underneath your hips. Plant your big toes and spread the other 8 toes nice and wide. If I show you my hands like this, I want you to feel like your toes are trying to do that right now. Maybe you spend a lot of time this week or at the start of this weekend up on your feet. If you're a human being, that's how we live. You live in a city, in an urban environment, like in New York or elsewhere. Maybe you are on the go up on your feet a lot. So let your feet spread wide. Let them try to open up. Now soften your knees. And we're going to take a series of 5 roll downs, but a little less structure. We want to be soft in our joints, but strong in our muscles. Softening the knees, point them out over the outside toes. Feel the gentle downward pull of the tail and in and up pull of the belly button. Take an inhale where you are. And as you exhale, it's chin to chest. The crown of the head starts to pull you down. Try to allow your arms to hang. Notice if you grab your legs naturally, or if your hands want to reach back behind you, try to soften those shoulders. As you roll down, keep a sense of the belly button staying off of your lap. Maybe roll down just to a point where your fingertips touch the floor,
And then activate back into your feet. Keep your knees bent. Tuck that tail under. Belly button pulls up. And allow yourself to stack all the way back up. Take an inhale at the top. And exhale, chin to chest for the second time. Like there's a string at the crown of your head attached to a heavy sandbag pulling you down, although the belly is scooping up. I heard an old teacher once say, in Pilates we only go up, and I think that's so, so true. Gravity is always pulling us down, and we are lifting up against it. So even as you're rolling the spine down, feel that belly button pulling in and up. Good. Roll the shoulders on the back once, and then take it down for a third time. Let the shoulders droop forward again. So allow yourself to feel like your chest is a little collapsed. Feel the shoulder blades heavy, like your shoulders are dripping off of your back. Tap your fingers and then push through your feet and roll it back up. Keep your knees bent. Feel the tail pulling down as the navel pulls up. Good. Roll the shoulders onto your back twice. And then roll down again, chin to chest. So let the shoulders fall forward again. Again, check in. Make sure you're not grabbing your legs with your hands. Let them hang free. Maybe you roll down a little further. Maybe you roll down enough that your palms actually touch the floor, and then push into your feet. Push your knees forward a little bit and feel like you're really scooping that tail underneath you to open up the low back. And now before our final roll down, roll your shoulders on your back for 3, 2, and 1. And then roll it all the way down again. Now this time, when we get down far enough that the fingers touch the floor, I want you to pause. Take your hands to the back of your knees. Feel your knees push forward. And then pull into your back and really tuck the tail. Try to pull the belly as strongly away from your thighs as possible, stretching out the back. As you inhale, bring your chest forward, tail back, kind of like doing a cat-cow. And then exhale 3 times, tuck the tail, pull the ribs back, push forward on the back of your knees and really stretch out in a round way. Twice more. Inhale, tail back, chest forward. Exhale. And one more time. And exhale, round it. And then let your arms fall away from your legs. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. And push into your feet, tail down, belly up, roll yourself all the way back up. All right. And then from a standing tall position, take a step forward toward your wheel. Take one arm over the other into a genie position. Cross one ankle over the other and find that feeling of up as we bend the knees outward and float ourselves to the floor. All right, so very similar to the shape and the movement we were just doing standing up. Now we take our feet to the Pilates wheel and think of this as we roll down into the floor like the same feeling of coming up back to standing from that roll down. So you can kind of find the similarity in the shapes. Right now it's as if I'm rounded forward just like I was rolled down a moment ago. Now I'll take an inhale. And as I exhale, I'll reach into my legs, uncurl the spine down to the floor, holding on to your handles, and it's like you're standing tall again. Take an inhale where you are, and exhale. Allow the bands to pull your shoulders down your back as you bend the knees and roll forward. Stay rounded for the next 2 reps on the way up, and then reach and roll down, unwind the spine. And chin to chest, roll it up, bend the knees, and come forward. And one more time, coming back to this sense of round on the way back up. Just the same way the crown of your head was reaching toward the floor a moment ago. And now we take 3 more, and this time we roll out just the same. But as we come up, I'm rolling forward, and I'm going to bend my elbows and sit up tall. From a tall position, now I roll back twice more. And I roll up and the elbows come up tall. There's a little more power, a little more energy, but I'm still staying really calm and letting my breath drive the movement. And all the way back up, biceps. Now this time start to roll down. And pause when you feel your shoulder blade tips find the floor. Your palms face down. Keep your knees a little bit soft. and then take your head down. Let's use 5 exhales to find a deeper connection to our upper abdominals. On the exhale, let the bands pull you forward from your shoulder blades. And 4. Breathe it out. Find some heat in your abdominals. 3, 2, and 1. Hold this position, and we are pumping the 100. And especially as we're in this restorative style session, I want your 100 to be strong, fluid, and really calm. The breath determines the energy and the feel of it. Ready? We go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. 50 more. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lengthen all the way back out, and then flip the palms as you come up and sit up tall. Nicely done. All right, I'd like you to step your feet off and detach one end of each band. Run the handles off and change over to your foot loops. We're going to go down onto our back fairly early in this session and find a frog and some other leg spring movements to open up the hips. So once you've got that attached, flip it onto your back and get those loops strapped up to your feet. I'm going to take a quality check on the feed, and we are looking good. All right, so hopefully you're already strapped up, as I am now as well. And reach the wheel behind you with your heels together on the end of the frog. What I'd like you to do before we go straight away into the movement is reach up over your chest, even if the bands go soft. Now make sure you feel your shoulder blades pulling down into your back. As you reach the wheel back behind you to find the floor, can you feel the same sense of shoulder blades down the back? Now lift back up and give me 2 more of those just to really set a good posture, good space in the neck and the shoulders. As I come all the way back, now the wheel stays on the floor. I'm working in the oppositional scoop of the belly. Every frog now applies pressure of my back into the mat as I open up and space out the low back. When we have a long day, often the low back feels it the most. And good exhales for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out. Let's take 1 round of beats, but they're really smooth. Open as wide as the wheel and close. 10, 9, 8, 7. Feel the belly pulling in and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let the bands pull on you and hinge up as far as you can keep your tailbone on the mat. Feel the low back really secure to the mat. And now as you exhale, pull the belly in and up as we hinge the legs forward, feeling less like we're pushing, more like we're pulling the body away from underneath your legs. Inhale, back up. Exhale, a deeper scoop of the abdominals for 4. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 1. And bring the frog back home. Now let's take a series of movement, combining the frog with that hinge. Reach out, hinge up, hinge out, bring it back in. 4 more. Reach out, hinge up. Get those hip sockets opening up as you stabilize the pelvis. Take it up, take it out, bring
Bring it back in. 2 more. And reach. Take it up. Take it out. Bring it back in last time. Out and up. Bring it back in and hold it right there. I'd like you to take yourself out of the foot straps. I like to hook the back of my head on the bar. And lengthen your legs all the way out. Reach your arms up. And see if you can just smoothly roll yourself up and dive forward over your legs. All right, we're going to change it up slightly. Facing your wheel, keep the bands on as they are and take it down to low axle. We'll take a round of assisted roll outs using the bands to give us a little bit of support. Come up onto your hands and knees. Before you put the bands on, place your palms right underneath your shoulders with your knees directly underneath your hips. Take an inhale as you find that cow shape that we borrow from the yoga practice. Exhale, tuck the tail and cat for 5. Inhale, feel that spine moving, and 4. Inhale. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Stay there. Add another breath to it. Exhale, feel your ribs lifting up into the ceiling, stretching out the back. And then from here, keep that sense of roundness in your spine as we now put these foot loops on. Okay. Same shape in your body. Find a nice sense of round. And we take it out for 10. Feel the bands help you pull back in and around. We're doing work, not in a stressful way. We're working really strong and centered, feeling the power, keeping calm and strong. 7, 6, feel the hips push forward over the knees so they don't slide back. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now take the bands off of your feet and immediately go right back to high axle. We're going to go back down onto our back for another round of leg movements with feet in the straps. Now once you're ready, flip it over again. I'm just going to take this bench and push it back a little bit to give me some more space. And once you're on your back, pop the foot loops back in. And now let's continue as we take it into some big leg circles to further open up the hip socket. Bring your knees in, and just like we did a few minutes ago, reach behind, keep the shoulders down the back, and send a frog out. This time hinge up like we did a minute ago. And now open up and scoop low over the mat for 5. And 4. Let the breath drive your movement. And 3. 2. And 1. Come up to the top. And let's reverse it. Reach out. Reach into the straps. Scoop and open up those inner thighs. Feel the hamstrings get their stretch too. And we take it 3, 2, and 1. And then hinge out and bring a frog back home. All right, one more round of 10 frogs, and then we'll finish this series with some scissors to really powerfully open up and strengthen the hips. We frog for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now one leg up and one leg down. Don't rush through it. We go 10, 10, 9, and maybe the heel goes all the way to the floor. 8, 7, 6. Give it the strength of your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Bring your heels together and bring that frog back home. All right, take the bands off again. Reach your legs out, reach your arms up, and roll yourself up, peeling through your spine. Stretch over the legs.
Now we turn over onto our hands and our knees again, keeping the bar on high axle. We're going back to those assisted rollouts. With the bar on high axle, we'll be working a little bit of a different angle and a different dynamic. So go ahead and put those straps back on your feet, and I'm going to take one more quality check on the feet. All right, looking good. Make sure you maintain control on your wheel as you pop the straps back on. This will be a little bit more of a challenge because you're higher off the floor. You'll feel more of a challenge in your shoulder girdle. So make sure you feel those shoulders on the back. Round your spine. You'll notice it's harder to create that round because the bar is higher up. But let that be part of the work we're here to do. And we take it out for another round of 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And we go out on 1. We're going to hold it for 5 counts. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bring it in on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that one more time. We're going out for 5 this time, holding for 5, and smoothing back in for 5 to really assert yourself over the apparatus. Take strong control without letting your nervous system freak out about it. Ready? We go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Walk your feet out of the straps. Now we're turning back on our back one last time for those leg springs, going into the exercise we call helicopter. I really love the way helicopter dynamically opens up the hips. Feels great at the end of the day. Once you're strapped in, start with your arms up like we've been doing tonight. Heels connected. Reach it back behind you. And give me just 5 frogs this time. On the exhale, 5, 4. Maybe reach a little lower. 3, 2, and 1. This time split the legs like you're about to do scissors, except now we push the leg out to opposite sides and switch. Now give me a scissor and then helicopter the legs. Give me a scissor, helicopter the legs. One more time, scissor, helicopter the legs, and now scissor twice. 1, 2, so we're ready to go in the reverse direction. Helicopter, scissor the legs, 2 more, scissor the legs, 1 more time. Now don't scissor your legs, and for a round of 10, we just reverse every time. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring your heels together and frog it back home. That felt really good. All right, let's take the bands off. And now we reach the legs out again, reach your arms up. And roll yourself all the way up, diving over the legs. Beautiful. Now this time, let's go deeper into that idea of taking a roll up. I'd like you to take the bands off entirely. And now take both foot loops off, because what I'd like you to do is keep one of your 2 bands nearby. So we'll take the foot loops and one of the bands and put those away. This one's gonna hang out for a nice chest opener that we'll do in just a moment. So put that off to the side. And now we use the wheel unloaded, what I've been calling the pure wheel, and take it down onto your back with the bar up over your chest. Let's start with the legs together so we can feel the connection of the inner thighs. Remember, a great way to tap into the general feeling of engaging the powerhouse is thighs together, navel to spine, and shoulders down the back. From here, we inhale to lift the arms, head, and chest. The wheel goes to the floor, and we exhale forward. If you get far enough that you run into your feet, point your toes and stretch. Flex the feet, roll it down, and open up. Feel wide across your upper back by pulling outward on the bar. Let's take 7 more. Full round of it. Inhale and exhale. And exhale down. And 6. Now for 5. And as you go forward, allow your shoulder blades to disconnect from the back. Allow it to become a stretch in your lats on your back. Flex the feet, take it all the way down. And as we take the back 4, I want you now to step your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Let the thighs separate as we go again, peeling through the spine. Stretch it out. Reach into your heels and roll it back down. Head and chest up. Exhale, work your opposition, ribs back. And last 2. And last 1. And then keep it down on your back. Keep the bar over your chest. Bend your knees into your chest. And let's take just 1 bite for right now of our series of 5. Up and forward. It's the single leg pull. We're going 5 and 5, 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Now bring both knees in. Can you rock up and plant your wheel on the ground? Now let's take a variation on that. Both feet on the bar, roll down onto your back. You're stabilizing the wheel. Reach it away with a slight bend in the knee. I want you to pull one knee in and exhale, pull. Reach that back to the bar. Keep the bar stable and pull left leg. Literally pulling for that stretch. And 1 more round. And then reach your arms beside you, separate your feet, pull the wheel towards you. Can you scoop yourself all the way up? And take your feet down off the bar. Now let's get into some lateral flexion. With the wheel off to the side, crisscross your legs. And I'm going to take one final check of the feet as we get ready for a side bend. Okay, we're looking good. With the legs crisscrossed, your hand is just forward of the shoulder. Let's take a full grip. Reach the other arm away. Up and over for 5. Lift up tall. 4. Feel the side body opening up. Even the side you're moving toward. Try not to get shorter. And 2. And 1. Park the wheel against your leg and counter stretch. And then scoop underneath the bar, take it to the other side, and switch the cross of your legs. And now we head into the last 15 minutes of our session. Hand is forward of the shoulder, take it up and over for 5. Pay attention to what the hip on the away side is doing. Try to keep the sits bone anchored into the floor. For 3, but don't stress about it. That's not what today is about. 2. 1. Park the wheel against the leg and counter stretch. And then bring that wheel out in front of you. I'd like you to open up your legs wider than the wheel. And let's take a deep spine stretch moving forward. Not the spine stretch forward exercise from the classical work, but just a forward stretch of your spine, allowing a lot of length and a lot of reach. From a tall seat, get a breath ready, and let's use the exhale to slide it out. Inhale back up. Take it for 4. 3, let the legs stay relaxed. Try to feel that the knees are pointing lightly outward, so your thigh bones are naturally in an external rotation. And 1. And then bring it back up. And while you're here, I'd like you to change it to a low axle, which we'll be using in a moment, but we're putting it that way already because we know when we're on low axle, the wheel just hangs out. When we're on high axle, it may roll away on you. So with low axle, take it off to the side. I want you to go back to a crisscross of the legs, and we're going to take that side work we just did and turn it into one of my favorite dynamic stretches. And we've done this recently together in our stretch sessions. Now you can do your legs crisscross. If your legs are willing, or they're now willing, you can go into a nice stack. That feels good. It puts downward pressure on the thighs and hips and makes me feel more open around the waistline. Let's take it up and over to one side. Lift to the center. Now take it to the other side. And then return to your first side and hang out there. From here, pull the navel in, reach across the diagonal of your body. Plant that hand. The other hand goes behind. I push into that hand in front, a little twist. And then I reach that hand up front on top of the other palm and lengthen over my inner thigh. The belly button brings me out to the center. And with a heavy head, I roll it up and sit tall. I'm going to switch the cross or the stack of my legs. And now I take it to the other side. I return to the first side once, alternating. And then I bring it back to the side we're staying with now. Pull the navel in, rotate, reach across your diagonal. Plant the palm, the other hand goes back toward the hip. And I push down with an exhale, find that twist. And then I'll layer hand over hand and lengthen my spine in that inner thigh. The belly brings me out to the front. And I roll it up. And find a nice tall stretch. Beautiful. Now from here, let's find a little more lifted rotation just to make sure we're opening up the spine. Go ahead and take your hands behind your head, one palm over the other. Inhale to lift up tall, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, push the breath out, let this be deep. Come back to the center. Reach up, switch the legs one more time. And take those same 2 twists. Find the opposite layering of your palms. Twist one way, twist the other way. Come back to the center. I want you to bring your elbows forward. Pull on the back of your neck and stretch the back of that neck. And come on up. Ooh, that feels good. While we're here, we're going to take one stretch for each side of the neck. Reach one arm up and over. Lift up high. Reach the other arm out, back behind you, and nice and easy. And then walk your fingers a little bit more toward the back of the skull. Let the head drop. Take the other arm completely behind you. And open up there. Don't collapse. You're still lifted here in the center. And then let it float up. Other way. Up and over. Lift up. Take it sideways. And then walk your hands more toward the back. Take the other hand behind your back. And round on the diagonal. And release and float it up. And drop your chin to your chest to finish this little series. Draw a circle up, across to the other side. 2 more in the same direction. And then 3 in the opposite direction. 2, 1. So good. Right up the center. And then you're going to take that band that we had waiting for us. Take it down onto your back. As we transition into a chest opener. Now we've got the shoulders down the back. Chest is nice and wide. Good sense of openness. A sense of length through the back of the neck. I like to hold onto the actual color coding of the band itself. Press the thighs together lightly as I inhale wide. And exhale, reach even wider. I push the ribs down into the floor. And inhale for 4. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Every time you open up, it's like power posing. 2. And 1. And hold it wide on the exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on up. And then from here, make sure your shoulders are plugged on the back, and you're going to draw circles. Think of the size of a dinner plate. You're going to go up and back and around and close it up. And 4. Feel this opening up the shoulder socket. 3, 2, 1, and reverse it. I'm using my inner thighs to create security in the center of the body. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm taking it to something that looks more classical, more like something we might recognize as a traditional exercise for the abdominals. I just have a little bit of tension on the band. Now I press the thighs together and fold up and tap that band on my thighs for 5. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then keep your head and chest up, reach the band behind you, and draw one big circle. 4 more times. 3, 2, and 1. And then try this out. Bring your knees in. You're going to attach the band across the ball of your feet, or where the ball of the feet reaches the arch. Reach up, and then put your head down, and give the band a pull, and let it gently bring you into a hamstring stretch. And then bend your knees. You're going to slide your feet lightly apart. Keep your feet apart. Head down and reach up for 3, 2, and 1. And then bend your knees in, take the band off to the side. Now let's do our single straight leg stretch exercise to work the abs and go deeper into the stretch on the back of the leg. Both heels are up, just like we had a moment ago, and now you pull for 5 rounds. 1, 2. Switch 1, 2. Pull for 4, and 4, 3, and 3, 2, and 2, 1, and 1. Both legs up. Bring your knees in, and release your feet to the floor. Now let's take an inner thigh stretch, what we might call the butterfly stretch. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Allow the knees to splay out to the side. Keep a sense of integrity in your deep core. Feel the glutes engaged. Your glutes and your rotators in your hips are actually helping you to open up, so you're firing into the sides and the backs of your hips. And your palms, start close to your groin. You'll feel those smaller inner thigh muscles, the ones that get really stressed out close to the groin. Put some pressure there, and then slowly slide down and out toward the knees with some light pressure, and breathe into that. You decide how much pressure it gets. Two more breaths. And one more. And then flip your hands, try to use your arms to close your legs. All right, now space your feet apart, hip distance. Take your arms by your side. Let's take a smooth bridging motion, so we're getting some work for the glutes and hamstrings while further mobilizing the spine. Remember, it's an abdominal exercise first and foremost. Also find the backs of your arms and exhale, curl up to that bridge for 5. Find more length on the way back down. And 4. Let's take it for 3. 2. And 1. Then hold, then lift your heels off the mat. You can walk your feet closer to you. Get a nice big lift. Let's accent the crease where your glutes meet your hamstring. Get a little fire in there and take it 5 pulses. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up and back. And as you reach your arms behind the head, roll yourself down as specifically as you can, bone by bone. Hug those knees into the chest. And as we round out our workout session today, I want you to take it to a figure 4 stretch, laying down on your back. We've got one ankle across the other thigh. I'll lift my head and chest up and reach for the back of the other thigh. Interlace the fingers, keep the tailbone anchored, and I pull that thigh toward me. As the elbow, if I'm doing it with this leg, the right elbow is pushing into the inside of the right thigh as I work that stretch. Let the chest open, the head goes down, and breathing into that stretch. And then I put the foot down. I'm going to let the knee completely cross over and take my arms out to the side and let both knees twist toward the left as my head looks to the right. Take my time, putting breath into it, giving that low back a twist. Let the knees get heavier on your exhale. Pull the belly in. One more time. Heavy. And then use the belly button itself to bring you back to center. Uncross the legs and figure 4 with the other leg. Head and chest up. Interlace the fingers. And tailbone down. I'm using the left elbow now to push the left thigh away as I bring the right thigh close to me, but I'm not letting the tailbone scoop off the mat. And down. Chest is open wide, keeping integrity in my belly, and putting breath into the hip. And then I put the foot down, let the leg cross over entirely. Arms out wide, and both knees go to the right. As I look to the left, taking my time. Ooh, it feels tight. And let the knees get heavier with each exhale. 2 and 1. The belly button itself pulls in to center me out. I uncross the legs. I go back to one quick butterfly stretch. And I close it up. I'm just going to bat the wings. 3, 2, and 1. Reach the legs out. Reach the arms up. Give yourself a smooth roll up. And dive. And we finish our session with the wheel on low axle as it's been waiting for us. Up on the hands and knees. We're going to take 5 now unassisted rollouts. There's no spring helping us out. We're finishing strong but calm. We've got 5 rollouts, and then we'll take it through a plank up to standing. Ready? Keep that lift. We take it out for 5. Be just as calm and strong as you've been this whole session. We're not exciting the nervous system. We're just really locking into the strength of our body, the integrity of the body. 2 and 1. And now I'm going to take my shoulders over the hands, step one leg back and then the other. Hold a plank. Check in with your entire system. A full back, strong glutes. Count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift the belly to lift the hips. Roll it to your toes. And leave the wheel right there as you heel toe the feet out underneath the hips. Soften the knees. Relax your hands from the bar and shake your head. No tension, no stress. Nod the head yes. Say yes to feeling good. Let it shake the whole spine. Let it shake the shoulders and the hips a little. And then let that calm down. Push the knees forward between your arms as you scoop the tail. Find that tuck to lengthen the low back. And we arrive at the top. Even if your next stop is the bedroom to go to sleep, take an inhale. And as you exhale, cross that finish line and take your body wherever it's going next. That felt really nice. I hope that felt good for you. And I hope that's a resource for you to check in. That feels to me just like the perfect style of session that I could have toward the end of the day, where I'm still using the best of myself, still doing something we would call a workout, but finding just that right sense of therapy, feeling good, restored, ready for a good night's rest. All right, I'll see you again soon. Until then, be strong and stay safe. Onward and upward.